Hey folks, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. Starting off reviews for my friend Mike, OCP Communications, who sent me a lot of stuff for my birthday, which I want to thank him for. And starting off, wanted to review this film, Clean and Sober, from I believe 1988. And it probably won't be a long review because I think people should check this out. If you're a fan of Michael Keaton and you like dramas, which I'm fine with a drama, this is a good film. People say, well, you just like action. This is an example of a film I did enjoy. It's a little bit too long because it's about a little over 2 hours, I believe. A little over 2 hours, so I think there's a couple stuff that could have been cut out. But overall, I really enjoyed the film, Clean Sober. Michael Keaton, Best Actor at the National Society of Film Critics. He deserved it. He did a really good job. New York Daily News, Newhouse Newspapers, and the Washington Post called it one of the year's 10 best films. One of the most important movies of the year, Keaton is sensational. This is Pat Collins. I know it got 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. The feature film directorial debut of moonlighting creator Glenn Gordon Caron. Drawn to the project because it will allow me to use a different set of muscles. Caron flexes those muscles powerfully in this bold and unflinching story, whose cast includes street smarts Kathy Baker and Morgan Freeman, and veteran character actor Emmet Walsh. Watch what happens when an addict whose favorite people once were I and me comes clean. A wiser, kinder Daryl Pointer is going to make it, today and one day at a time. And yeah, pretty much Michael Keaton is a guy who, well, I'll just read it here. No doubt about it, Michael Keaton is a funny guy. His starring roles at Night Shift, Mr. Mom, Beetlejuice prove it. And again, this is a year before Batman. So what happens when Keaton tackles his first dramatic role? No doubt about it, he turns in his best performance yet. Keaton stars in Clean and Sober as hotshot real estate broker Daryl Pointer. I think that's how you say his last name. Daryl has a substance abuse problem, but he'll deny it. That non-problem is nevertheless taking its toll. The $92,000 Daryl borrowed from his company for stupid sticker, for investments is now pocket change. The woman he brought home for an all-night party might never wake up, and she doesn't. She eventually passes away, and he finds out about it. And cops are asking questions. Daryl wants to lay low for a while, so he comes up with the perfect scam, a 21-day detox program that promises total discretion as well as complete privacy. Still, there's one thing he can't hide from, himself. Daryl's an addict, and he's in for the toughest battle of his life. Clean Sober, well, I already mentioned that. Glenn Gordon Caron, who created Moonlight, directed it. And also features Brian Benben as a guy who was friends with Michael Keaton's character, Brian Benben from My Troubled Peas. And I think Claudia Christian, who was in Maniac Cop 2 and Babylon 5, she makes an appearance in this. Executive producer, one of them was Ron Howard. I like this film because I thought it was just well directed. Kathy Baker, she did fine because she's also an addict who gets into the detox, and it's not like they fall in love just like that. Some would say this is sort of a realistic take on it, and I can see that. I can understand what people are saying about that. Morgan Freeman, he's a guy who, I wouldn't say he's tough. I mean, like, it's not like tough love, like he's yelling and screaming all the time, but he's a very quiet guy. But you tell them that he wants to help. Emmet Walsh is a guy who, I forget what they call him, his sponsor, like a guy who after he gets out, he makes sure, hey, are you doing okay? Do you need someone to talk to? And Michael Keaton did a bang-up job. He did a bang-up job. I'm trying to see what I should talk about because I don't want to spoil this movie for people. One thing about it, I thought because he was like not only cocaine, but not only cocaine, but alcohol. I thought that there'd be like some like you know how a lot of times you see these movies, people have a bit of withdrawal where they're shaking and they're he has a you show see a little bit of that, like he pukes a little bit, but I don't know, maybe it's other drugs where you get like a bit withdrawal and you're like shaking and going crazy and stuff. But I don't know, maybe this is how it really happens when it's cocaine and I mean, he still does stuff like he gets on the phone when he's not supposed to, and Morgan Freeman tells him, "Well, why don't you just leave?" And he does leave, but then doesn't find anything, and he comes back. I like the way where a scene where it's done, where he's talking on the phone, and ultimately he actually calls his mom, and he actually talks about, "No, mom, I don't want you to sell the house. You just gotta do this." And why are you crying? Like you don't hear her, you just from his point of view and just what he says. I don't know, just the way it was done, I thought it sounds simple, but I thought it's like, oh man, are you really doing this? Just to show us, where this guy's at. That he is pretty selfish at the beginning, but then at the end, when he's trying to help this girl who has this boyfriend who's not really the best for her, and he's trying to help her out, he shows that he's not selfish anymore. He's trying to help. And if you hear that, that's my stomach growling because it won't shut up. And the supporting cast do well. Michael Keaton does a good job. Definitely one of his best performances. I'm trying to think on what to talk about because I don't. This is kind of one of those reviews I kind of just wanted to mention the film and mention that I did enjoy the film. Uh, I would say I liked it when he's in the rehab center a bit more. Just interesting on the environment that he's in. I mean, one of the first days he's there, a guy sort of goes crazy, smashes the TV, and starts tromping around the halls. But then when he leaves, ultimately him and this girl and stuff leave the rehab, and it's sort of him trying to get a romance with her, but at the same time trying to help her out. Not being selfish about it. I lost a little bit interest. I mean, not enough interest, but I lost a little bit interest as opposed to when he was in the rehab center. But there's some stuff that I won't give away that happened. I thought was well done, and I really like the way it ended. Sort of Michael Keaton's. I just say he's sort of his final speech. I really liked his final speech in the film when he's at an AA meeting. I think you actually see it in the trailer, at least part of it in the trailer. But either way, I thought the everyone in the cast did a good job. Again, there's some little stuff in the pacing, especially in the second half of the film. I would have taken some little bits out so that I don't think it needed to be over 2 hours. Again, I think there's a couple minutes that could have been taken out in the second half. But other than that, well done, well directed, good script by Todd Carroll. I'm gonna look up what Todd Carroll has done. What has Todd Carroll done? Clean and sober. I'll look this up. Unfortunately, I don't think this film didn't make much money. It cost 12 million, which to be honest, I don't know why it cost 12 million, but made. Of course, it's Wikipedia. You can't always believe what Wikipedia says, to be honest. But if one at 6.7, I think it'll be higher. It's a good film. I'm guessing this is on DVD. I doubt there's any features on it though, because no one really talks about Clean and Sober, which is a shame. There we go. Pretty much just looking to see this writer. This is the last script he wrote. Wow, that sucks. He wrote National Lampoon's Movie Madness, which I have no idea what that is, in 1982. An episode of a TV series called Delta House. Something called OC and Steers, and he says stories. So I don't know what that means. I guess he helped on the story or something like that. And this is the last film he wrote in 1988, which is too bad, because I thought he did a really good job with the script. That sucks. So anyway, I like this film. If you like dramas, you like Michael Keaton, well worth a look. At least in my opinion. And yeah, I didn't say a lot because I wanted to, keep it pretty much spoiler free. And yeah, good film. I'd probably say I like this a bit more than what was the other film I saw with Michael Keaton? I gotta look up his filmography real quick. There was another film I saw, and I did like, but I'd probably say I like this film more. I looked up his filmography. Because Michael Keaton is one of those actors. I mean, starring. By the way, I did see the trailer to his new one, Birdman. It does look interesting. But going back, Night Shift, I haven't seen in a while. Mr. Mom, I remember liking. Didn't see Johnny Dangerously. I remember liking Gung Ho. Squeeze, I remember not liking. Beetlejuice is great. This is a good movie. Dream Team, I remember having some fun with. Batman is a classic. Pacific Heights, he was good in it. One Good Cop, that's what it was. I liked One Good Cop. I saw this film, I liked it. But I would say I like this film more. I don't know, I guess the story sucked me in more. But, One Good Cop I reviewed. It's on the channel. I liked One Good Cop, but I don't know, this one I liked more. I liked the story more. I just got into it more with this movie. So I would say I like this more than One Good Cop. But again, One Good Cop I like, but I would say I like Clean and Sober more. But anyway, considering it's me, it's shorter than usual review. But anyway, thanks for watching, take care, and we will stay tuned for more reviews later.